The study recruited 16 callers who ranged in age from 17 to 23 years old and gave them a limited amount of training through a 1-hour videoconference session, handouts, and videotaped instructions. Kahlon noted that the callers were self-selected and were all authentically and pretty passionately interested in supporting the community. This was much more about the connection and not just someone calling to check in, Kahlon says. Someone calling who is interested in you and is not a random thing. The 240 participants recruited from Meals on Wheels Central Texas were aged 27 to 101 years, with 63% aged at least 65 years and 56% living alone. All reported having at least one chronic condition. Half were assigned to the intervention group who received phone calls and half were assigned to the control group who did not. The calls were planned to be less than 10 minutes long, but there was no time limit set on them and callers said they sometimes ran longer. After the first week, participants could choose to have as few as 2 calls a week. 58% of the participants chose to continue receiving 5 calls a week. Both groups were evaluated using standard tests to measure loneliness, depression, and anxiety. The intervention group showed improvement in measures of loneliness, depression, anxiety, and general mental health compared to the control group. Participants who felt at least mildly anxious at the beginning of the program dropped by 37% and those who reported being at least mildly depressed dropped by 25%. Moksh provided a list of issues that would require further follow-up if the participants brought them up. Callers were instructed to contact Moksh if participants talked about safety, food concerns, or financial problems.